Another episode of British Business. Here we are, the British Business Podcast.
We're back.
We're back,
again,
baby.
for another week.
Yeah, another week.
Yeah.
You've got us again. You've tuned in. Thank you so much. Hopefully it's the highlight of your week.
Yeah.
Not. So this week's episode, it's a deep dive, or it's like a bit of a, we're trying to make the episode shorter and snappier because I think that's bite size and people can take away little things and go boom. So the title of this episode, the chat, it's given me 3, but I'm going to pick the one that I like the most in terms of episode titles. The KPI episode, how we track the health of our business.
Yeah.
So we did one quite a few episodes ago now about SOPs, standard operating procedure, and basically making sure that your business is very procedure and process driven. Yeah. I think it's a very effective model. McDonald's is big on it. This is now about tracking things on a weekly, a daily, and or a monthly basis.
Yeah.
So you won't produce management accounts on a daily or weekly basis. You do that on a monthly or quarterly.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that on a monthly or quarterly basis, you're a fucking idiot. I don't necessarily mean that in like I came across as disrespectful actually, but you genuinely are, because you need to be looking at those things and reflecting and taking action.
Yeah.
And even if you're a one-man band, you should be tracking certain key financial metrics to make sure that you know you're ahead or behind.
Yeah. Financial health.
So listen to James Sinclair's stuff, listen to what I've kind of said there, get management accounts done.
Yeah. If you're not doing it, do it now.
Yeah, do it yesterday. It's so important.
Yeah,
because you need to know how much money you're making. You need to know what your cash position is, etc. So
you do hear of people that they don't know until I'm waiting for the accountant to do my year-end accounts. So you don't know what you've done the last 12 months.
Mad.
No,
madness.
Yeah.
I don't know how people manage the business without it. So but this is not about management accounts. It's about like the thing that sits underneath that.
Yeah,
like it's a more operationally relevant. KPIs that give you indicators of whether or not you're heading in the right direction. But in a way, you need management accounts so that you can understand which metrics to track.
Yes.
So for us, it's labour costs and advertising costs as a percentage of turnover. They're the 2 big ones.
Yeah.
Then there's things like shipping gap for us, which is like shipping revenue versus shipping costs, and trying to make sure that those numbers are kind of cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Because if you have a situation in an online retailer where you're spending, I don't know, 50 grand a month on shipping costs, but then you're bringing no shipping revenue in. Yeah. Well, that means that that's a cost. Whereas for us, we've adjusted our metrics so that those numbers are kind of even. So people are paying for shipping, but we're also incentivizing average order value growth.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that you can monitor on a regular basis. So we monitor those 3 on a monthly basis, but we're going to talk about things that you can maybe look at on a shorter term basis and or just monitoring basic things. So British Business fact of the week, fewer than 30% of UK SMEs track their performance weekly, but those that do it are 60% more likely to report year-on-year growth.
Yeah.
That's from Sage UK, which is accounting software similar to Xero. Yeah. So those guys have done a survey across their clients and they're going, do you track your weekly performance on KPIs, whatever it might be? And the ones that have said yes, coincidentally are doing all right. I wonder why.
Surprise.
Yeah, so you've got to know your numbers. And don't get me wrong, you can achieve growth without doing that, but you'll hit a plateau.
Yeah.
And then it's like, right, well, are we doing these things? What are we doing to try and hold ourselves to account in our daily and weekly activities, making sure that we're managing things and systems effectively? Yeah. Really important. So, hopefully that fact is interesting. So ChatGPT adds this little thing. It says like why it matters. So it's commented to say like, you can't grow what you don't measure.
Yeah.
And most founders are just guessing how their business is doing. Tracking the right numbers consistently changes everything, especially in Q1.
Right.
So like, again, really focusing on the last couple of weeks of the episodes, like let's try and make sure that we're thinking about the goal setting. Maybe a habit or a goal for Q1 should be to effectively track certain KPIs within your business on a weekly basis. You might be able to see some patterns. Also leverage AI. If you've been tracking it and recording on a Google Sheet, just hook your Google account up to ChatGPT and go, hey, ChatGPT, have you noticed any trends in our KPIs? Is there anything that you think we should look into? oh, I've seen this or this or this. That's what I
It's
do.
like having an analyst in the background.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do. It's hooked up to all my Google Sheets.
Yeah, I like that.
And I want to put automations in, similar to what Morgan was chatting about on the last episode, about maybe leveraging AI to then communicate and serve that, because at the moment we've got humans doing it. So there's that kind of leverage as well. So do you track KPIs in your business?
Yeah, I do. Well, we do. Yeah.
So you monitor them on a monthly basis, weekly? Or...
Monthly, yeah. So monthly management accounts that I compile. So our accountant will do the quarterly management accounts, but I do it on a monthly basis myself internally.
Yeah.
So then I'm already prepared. I know what the quarter's going to look like before they even give me the information.
Yeah.
And I can spot any errors either side if I've made a mistake or they've made a mistake in their quarterly management accounts. But yeah, on a monthly basis, track all the relevant metrics, and I've got a sheet that it's all in Excel, and I've got a sheet that sits behind like the main monthly management accounts that tracks the warehouse labor cost, the labor cost per order, the overall running cost per order, average order value, GP, net profit, gross profit per order, the contribution margin per order. What else have we got on there? Yeah, numerous KPIs like that. That's on a monthly basis that I'll compile all that. I think I might have shared the sheet with you previously.
Yeah.
And then with our marketing agency, we have a sheet that runs every day that's updated: revenue, average order value, advertising cost per channel, blended ROAS across all channels.
So you have ROAS on there as well?
Yeah, which is return on ad spend.
Is that by month or?
Every day. So what have we spent? What did we take? And then what was the MER?
Interesting, because we don't look at that. We're with the same agents, obviously. We do it on a month view and a month to date view.
Yeah.
So much maybe more higher level.
Yeah. Ours is daily, so we can see, right. God, look at the...
We have got a daily view, and that's a daily percentage view. I think ROAS is on there, but I don't really care about ROAS anymore, but
yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. So we track all that. Obviously the acquisition cost for a customer. Those are the mainstay ones that I look at. It's all the numbers, because I want to know we need to be generating, the return on what we're spending for a start.
Yeah.
And also with that KPI tracker that kicks in where we can see the labour cost per order, I can just keep an eye on.
Just explain what a labour cost per order is for people listening, and why that's important to your business.
It's important for us because it helps us manage the efficiency of the warehouse, in the sense that we'll put in how many orders did we do in that month, okay? And then what was the labour cost in the warehouse alone for those orders? So we can see the efficiency of, well, hold on a minute, if we did, 20,000 orders and the labour cost was sitting at whatever, what is that cost per order? And I monitor that fluctuation. So, I think we're on really busy months, we're sitting around like 68p an order, which is really good, because then I compare that to an outsourced method, where if I went to a 3PL to pick and pack the orders, what would that cost me?
Yeah.
Okay. Not that we are going to do that, but then I can compare against a fixed market price that actually, God, we need to be more efficient here, because it's actually more profitable to have outsourced the operation to a third party to pick and pack.
Because actually that as a retailer, direct to consumer retailer, not a brand.
Yeah.
For you, that is one of your biggest levers that you can control, and it has a massive influence on your net profitability, your operational efficiency.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. And I started with a outsourced distribution method originally when it was just myself, because originally I did it on my own, and then I outsourced it because I just didn't have the time to do it.
Yeah, it suits certain businesses.
Yeah, certain businesses, certain sizes, but I always benchmark against that. Difficult to benchmark against competitors because I don't know what their KPIs are in terms of labour cost per order. I mean, we're transparent with one another.
Yeah, we share information.
Yeah.
Which is just an interesting point for people listening. Try and find a business that is similar to yours, and then try and implement some of these things. And we'll get into the gritty detail in a moment, but like make sure that you find a partner that you can contrast and compare. What KPIs you're monitoring, what numbers they're getting versus your numbers, what I'm doing a better job at versus what Tom's getting a better job at, doing a better job at, etc.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I cut across you there. Like, I mean, just going back to it, like, what do you think you're not doing enough of? Because you're doing quite a lot there. Is there anything that you're like, I should be tracking that, or like I should be paying more attention to that?
Yeah.
Like you might not, like there might be things I say in a minute that go, oh yeah, I should be doing that.
For us, it's more the actual inventory. That inventory is like the lifeblood of our business for the fact that we need a product to sell. And it's monitoring how much inventory have we got. There's something like called ABC analysis. You can grade your inventory. A is like your best sellers. Like 80% of your revenue will be coming from 20% of your products. That's just the way it is. I've forgotten the name of what that Pareto, yeah. And we're very good at keeping on top of the 20% of the products that generate 80% of the revenue. It's the other chunk, the 80% that's only generating 20%. We've got a lot of money, a lot of cash tied up in those products. We need to do a better job of grading them ABC and really address those C lines.
Yeah, well, I mean, you should probably be doing that from an accountancy perspective as well, because it's obviously stock should be valued at net realizable value.
Yeah, cost or net realizable value. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, interesting. I think like the ABC analysis on stock, it's not a KPI in its own right. It's something that you could track analytically, like the percentage split or the value of your C rated stock on a monthly or weekly basis and see whether it's fluctuating or not. But for me, I think it's important. We track grade C. That's what we track.
Right, yeah.
And we track that on a monthly basis. So we go, right, this is where we are now. This is where we were.
Yeah.
Is it a KPI, though, a key performance indicator? I would probably argue. I mean, maybe it's to do with efficiency. Like we track, like a KPI for stock would be stock turn.
Yeah, how many times you turn it on an annualized basis.
Like that's your stock efficiency. Similar to like that advertising spend against revenue, that advertising efficiency metric. But yeah, so within our business, what I do, and it goes back to like personal things as well, like tracking consistency and habits and things like that. So for the podcast, I've got a tracker it's more a record of what we've done, a schedule, I suppose. It's an accountability thing. I can see where we're at and what have you. So I don't necessarily track KPIs for the podcast yet. Maybe that's something I will in the future, but we're not really in it for the metric, or I'm not in it for the metrics at the moment. It would be nice to see more numbers in the future and hit certain things. But you notice that my goals for 2026 around the podcast were not hit X number of subscribers. It was produce a number of produce a certain number of episodes, because I don't want to put pressure on myself to achieve something that might not be attainable.
Yeah,
I don't have control over the subscribers.
No.
All I have control over are the number of episodes that I can put out.
Yeah.
And maybe the quality of them, which again is a difficult thing to set as a goal. How do you improve the quality?
Yeah.
But going back to KPIs and like tracking those things, like we track labor cost, advertising spend, stock turns, stock levels by brand and vendor, slow moving lines. We track those things on a monthly basis. Like a weekly and daily cost per order is a big operational one. So making sure that we're analysing like the amount of revenue, the amount of money that we're spending on labour costs within the warehouse against the number of the number of orders dispatched and the number of orders returned. Those two numbers combined offset against the total labour spend. We do that on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's good.
And a weekly basis. So my first conversation with Danny at the start of the day is most of the time, what was the ops cost for yesterday?
Yeah.
And I'll go, that was too much. Or, okay, we did a good job. But that's how it's like, I don't fill those sheets out.
No.
John, who's one of our senior people in the warehouse, he fills it out. He's in charge of the day-to-day. Then Danny looks at it and goes, John, that's good enough, that's not good enough. And then I look at it and go, that's good enough, or that's not good enough, or why are you not spending enough? Because we need to be tidying up. So it's like that. It's never going to be perfect, because you're either going to be spending too much, and why are you spending too much, or you're going to be spending less and it's going to be damaging efficiency.
Yeah.
So it's that balance. So I set a target on a weekly basis, or I have done. I've actually not done it this week because I've been busy, but I was really ruthless the last few weeks to kind of create a habit. So I set targets. I set targets that I thought was Very hard for them to hit. They hit them,
Right.
but they hit them because they ran it too fucking lean.
You're right. Yeah.
So they then created problems. So I said I've kind of backed off a little bit from that, but I'll revisit it. But the point is that we're tracking it.
Yeah.
That's the key.
And you have to. You have to.
Yeah, and then within financial things, we have my financial guy. What he does, Ankit, is he sends on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday a financial snapshot. And he sends it out via email, and it's got a Google sheet on it which tracks on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So three times a week, it'll have cash in the business by bank account, which cash is deployed on interest rate bank accounts, where what our liabilities are, so how much we owe to suppliers, how much we owe on VAT, what our current corporation tax liability is, what our stock level is.
Yeah.
And it's always recorded on a Google sheet every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Good.
So when we look back in 12 months' time, we'll be able to cycle back and see all the snapshot points from a financial cash and stock and liabilities for that particular day 12 months ago.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
So we can see the trends. But also I can say to ChatGPT, can you give me a bit of a deep research analysis on that Google sheet and tell me what the trends are and when you think this August in 2026, what will the position be roughly, and data. But for us, it's good for, and then the key people in the business get that email and they know, right, this is what the position is. And it just helps awareness.
Yeah.
But we've got systems in place where other people, not me and you, are recording those data points.
Yeah.
Like you should track that on you're saying about stock turn. We'll track your stock level 3 times a week, track your cash 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Like Kay could fill that out for you.
Yeah, she could. Yeah.
I'll send that to you afterwards.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But I think like if anyone wants to see stuff like this, I can't share the numbers, but I can like rip the numbers out and share like the Google sheet with you, and you can have a look without any of our data, and you can see, or I'll put some examples in. So if you DM me, I'll happily share it. Yeah, and I think it just adds a layer of accountability to me actually as MD, that I'm on this, that I'm monitoring those things, or like Robert, it adds account because he's in charge of stock.
Right.
So if stock's drifting, or I'll be like, right, why is that up? And then we look at vendor and we deep dive into it. So KPIs, key performance indicators, it's making you look at like where you're at and what you're doing. So for like B2B businesses, a good one would be retention, recurring revenue, cash in, cash out. Smaller businesses especially, like monitoring where cash is going and where it's coming in, and why. And then analysing that on a weekly basis and going, right, wait a minute, right, this week we've spent 784 quid. Where has that money gone? What has it gone on? Is there anything we can cut down? But you monitor the headline numbers first, so cash in, cash out on a weekly basis, and then you'll look, why in week 17 of this year did we spend a load more cash?
Yeah, what happened? Why did we do it?
Why?
Yeah.
So obviously cash and profit are different things, but cash flow, monitor your cash in and out. Now we're doing cash flow slightly differently to that, but for a smaller business that's doing below VAT threshold up to 1 million, 2 million, 3 million quid, like that kind of stuff, if you're ever in a situation where that company bank balance is getting a bit low, well, you should be tracking your weekly cash in and out. And looking at it, there's loads of things you can do. And I mean, like, if anyone wants some support on that, like obviously my time I'm busy, but I can spare some time for people if they want to have a quick conversation about it. But yeah, Google Sheets, Notion is a good app. I've not used it, but I've had a demo on it. Dashboards, utilising AI, weekly versus monthly. We've touched on that a little bit. Make sure that you're doing both ideally. And if you're in your business on your own, create the habit of doing it every Monday morning. Like, it's not good enough to just blindly manage your business without having these information points. Like Monday morning comes, every Monday morning, the first thing you should do is fill out your KPI trackers. And I would say small business owners, do it yourself. I did it for about 7 years myself. Every single Monday, or every single first working day of the month, I'd fill out a monthly one, which would be, I think it was revenue and stock. Like, just to know, are we ahead or behind? Are we where we want to be? Have we grown year on year?
Where are we sitting?
The business owners you speak to who are not, they don't know whether they're doing better or worse. Now, we're at an advantage because everything's digital for us, but all you've got to do is get your till receipts and go, right, what did we do this day? Oh, how was last Saturday? How was this Saturday versus last Saturday? Why did we do more?
Yeah.
Why have we done less?
Technology is the biggest part, isn't it? Like, say, we've got access on our phones, haven't we, to many apps that we use to manage our businesses.
But I actually think Google Sheets are better than the Shopify Analytics because creating the habit and the awareness of filling out these Google Sheets on a regular basis, it's positive for you because it means you're looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
Rather than just going, oh yeah, we did well. Because I tell you what's worse, getting to your fucking year-end accounts, your accountant, having not done management accounts, not tracked KPIs, and they go, so Matt, we can't actually, the money that you've paid out, you can't have that as a dividend because you lost money.
Yeah.
Because you can only declare dividends if you've made a you've
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to put that through PAYE.
Yeah.
It's gonna worsen your business situation. You've lost a load of cash this year, and you'd be like, oh.
Yeah. What?
Oh, what? I thought we were busy.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
We felt busy.
Busy. Yeah. Because you're doing stupid shit. So, yeah, Google Sheets.
Yeah. Hammer that home. Google Sheets.
You need to be utilizing the technology. Like, it's so great. And the reason I use Google Sheets as well for context is that you can have multiple people accessing and working on them at the same time. So we have like a KPI tracker that has labor, advertising spend, retention, a few other key metrics that all have a tab for each one that get updated multiple times a month, multiple times a week.
Yeah, good.
Daily basis. So we know our month-to-date position, so we're ahead or behind. And then there's separate KPIs that the ads agency fills out and makes sure is up to date. And we're just got to be on it.
Yeah, you have to. All over the numbers.
And you need to be doing that, I think, especially if you want to hit £1 million turnover. Like, if you want to grow a business, like you need to be doing those things, monitor them on a regular basis. Like retention, if you're a B2B business, you've got clients, look at what you should know what your retention percentage is. You should know, right, if I get 10 clients, if I win 50 clients this year, how many will I retain? How many will stay on? So for Morgan, it'd be like, how many stay on and record 4 episodes?
Yeah.
No, well, actually, it'd be like 4 sessions because if it's one recording thing, he'd do the 4 episodes typically, 4 hour slot or whatever it is. So for him, a good metric would be like, right, what percentage of my customers make it to the 4th recording day? And that would be like a key metric. Or if you're a coffee shop, like average order value.
Yeah.
Like, how do I get the customers to transact and spend more?
What can you upsell?
They've got the habit of coffee. They're addicted to it.
Yeah.
How do I upsell them and get them to spend more?
Yeah.
How can I present my pastries in a different way? Can I put these pastries on the top? Has that made a difference to my average order value on that day? Oh, that's strange. What's the correlation there?
Yeah.
And using data.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, shout out, I was wearing a National Perk coffee hoodie on the last one there.
Oh, yeah, nice hoodie.
But they should be tracking their average order value, average transactional value, because they do great baked goods. In December, actually, they came to the warehouse. We had them booked in for a day where they just came and made coffee at midday for all the staff. They've got this little trolley thing.
Yeah,
they
brilliant.
come and make a load of coffee.
Yeah.
I think it cost a couple of £100, but it was, and then obviously some baked goods on top, pastries, just a little perk for the staff.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, they could be monitoring average order value. How can they upsell? How can they say, oh, do you want a pastry to go with that?
Yeah.
Or if they're a new customer, here's a pastry. Take it.
Take it. Try it.
Let me know what you think. And your loyal customers, and then they go, fucking hell, Matt was so generous. He just gave me a free pastry yesterday. I'm going to buy one today.
Yeah, I'm going to support him now and buy and buy my coffees from that coffee shop.
Be generous, be kind. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah,
pay it forward.
KPIs. Mega important, and tracking things and creating the habit of monitoring those things. Yeah, definitely. Do you think there's anything else you could track within your business?
You talked about cash flow and things there. We do that, which is extremely important for any business. So we've got that one covered off. Obviously, we're covering off the stock. That's a different point of view.
Just on like cash, stock, liabilities, those 3.
Yeah,
you could do that sheet and you could share it with your key team, warehouse manager, office manager, you, your buyer, and just go like, guys, this is how much cash we've got, this is how much we owe to suppliers.
Yeah.
It's challenging, or we're in a good position.
Yeah.
But they then experience that journey with you.
Yeah.
It's a balance, but I think I do that. My senior team has visibility of that. Danny knows how much cash is in the bank, and if it's getting a bit tight, he should be like, right, I need to fucking kick on a bit now. I need to work with Matt. That's why Matt's stressed, or that's why we're
under
pushing.
pressure. Yeah.
So I think not everyone, but certain people you can share certain financial KPIs with as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. To be a bit more
Because
transparent.
then they'll understand
Yeah.
your behaviour and how hard you're pushing and all the rest of it.
Mm.
And also, like, cost per order, you're like Danny and the guys in the warehouse, they fill that out.
Yeah.
They fill out. They know what the target is.
Yeah.
They know that Matt's going to come in and send people home, or if he's not happy.
Yeah.
I threaten, like I say to Danny and John, I say, well, listen, it's your operation at the moment, but if you don't do a good enough job, you'll be on furlough, mate, and I'll take over.
Yeah. I'll come and do it.
Yeah, you don't want that happening.
No. It's extremely important that those numbers are tracked.
Yeah.
Because that's the financial health of the business, isn't it?
Yeah.
The profitability and cash flow generation as well.
Yeah, 100%. Morgan, I know, because Morgan sits behind his. We can't actually see Morgan's face because he's got a big screen in front of him.
Yeah.
He's sat multitasking.
I bet. Yeah.
What do you think about KPIs and your business? Is there anything that you could be tracking? Did you hear him a little bit on retention then, or were you busy?
Yeah, in terms of, in terms of like repeat clients, who's coming more often, and kind of being able to double down on, tracking the people that are coming again and again and again.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what your retention is? So, like, what percentage of new customers, or so, say you had 10 people walk through the door for a podcast, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but say you had 10 clients that book a first podcast recording session, how many of those progress to the fourth session? So they've recorded not 4 episodes, 4 recording sessions.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
So that would be, I'd love to know that metric, because that is a metric that you should look at and monitor and fill it out on a monthly basis and have it by client, because then you can then go, why did they not book that 4th session?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the person.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think that's one of the things that my business is subject to is people and there's this huge amount of human emotion. Obviously, there's the opportunity where if I drop the price low enough, eventually people would kind of
and you shouldn't do that.
Exactly. And so that's one of my challenges is just making sure that price and human emotion is balanced. But also the importance of going, well, look, if somebody is going to be a weak link, like maybe I don't want them as a client, if they don't have the motivation to keep going.
Do you? But to be critical of you then, challenge you a little bit. Like you're saying, well, it's the person, whether or not they are disciplined or creative or able enough to do podcasting, because I agree with that. Then it's the financial element. Can they afford to record podcasts for a prolonged period of time?
Have they got time around their job?
Have they got time around the job? They're three metrics that you don't have control over. But I think you should track retention and ask for feedback so that you know, right, well, this is interesting. Why is this client, why are we retaining this client versus this client? They're both very wealthy individuals, or they've both got successful businesses. Why is it not working? What can I do differently to try and support them? And the answer might be, oh, it's money. Well, you're not having a fucking discount. Fuck off. Which is what I think you should do with people, which is what you do, which is good. But like, there is some micro gains that you could potentially make, and I think you should track your retention. I think you should.
I think you're right. I think there's definitely micro gains to be had. I think for me, what I've noticed is when people want to make content and they have the money and the time, they continue coming back indefinitely. It tends to be life gets in the way. They need to prioritize finances somewhere, so therefore maybe they take a break from it. I think it's definitely worth tracking, because I don't know past that point. And to be honest, maybe it's worth asking each person who comes in. But yeah, no, it's. I
would track that. I would track the retention. So, what percentage of your customers have a 4th recording episode, and you can do it on 2nd, 4th, and 10th. What percentage of customers make it to that? And then I would also, if they've dropped off, call them and say, listen, I don't want to sell to you, but I'd just really appreciate 10 minutes of your time. I'm going to send you a quick link. It's got 5 questions. If there's any way you could just answer it, that'd be great. Just some candid feedback about me, not not your circumstances. Is there anything I could have done differently that would have maybe had an impact on the retention? And that applies not just to your business, Morgan, but so many service-based businesses. And me and Tom are constantly utilizing service-based businesses, and I don't get it because I don't see people doing it enough. And I'm like, why are you not doing it? Because you're missing out on free consultation about your business. And some of it, you might be like, you're reading it, you're like, well, you can fuck off. But some of the time it'll be like, no, that's a fair point, actually. And do you know what? I need to start doing that more consistently, or I need to add that into my workflow to make sure that I'm looking after my clients.
I think it's also like it's a mentality thing where sometimes people will just think that they can do it better themselves, and they'll just go off and try and do it. And I think sometimes people are quite stubborn. But also you combine that with people just being able to afford it. And
we don't want those clients.
No, exactly.
That's it. No, it's interesting for sure. So here's a question for you, Tom.
Yeah.
Final question of the week, the ChatGPT question. What's one number you avoid looking at, and why? What is the number? What if you were to think of one KPI in your business?
Yeah.
What's that one number that you don't? Oh fuck! I don't really want to know the answer to that. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. Do you want to phone a friend?
Yeah, phone a friend. No, you know what? I like. Well, whether the number's good or bad, you need to know. So you need to understand it and look. Like, I could easily have said there, what's the VAT liability currently ticking over?
Yeah, VAT liability.
Yeah, because I don't want to. No one enjoys like, oh great, they take 20%. Obviously, I know you can reclaim the VAT on the purchases, but 20% of your revenue, less 20% of what your purchases were, providing the VATable. Obviously, you own the difference. Don't like looking at that number, to be honest, but. You need to know what the position is. You need to pay it. Simple as that.
That's why I track it on a regular basis, so that we can see roughly, it's not 100%, roughly what the VAT bill would be right now if the VAT quarter had ended then. So we know what money we should have aside for it. But you're right, it's a difficult number to look at.
Yeah, I don't like looking at it, but I do obviously have to, because I'm like, right, set aside some money to a separate bank account, each week, build it up ready to pay that. So how about yourself? What is the dreaded number that...
Don't mind looking at advertising costs, because I think we've got good control on it. The thing that I get, because it's difficult to know your exact position during the month, is the actual labour costs for the month.
Yeah, fair.
So I know what the efficiencies are around it. So like cost per order in the warehouse, or number of tickets per, like cost per ticket and customer services and things like that. Like, so you get a good feel on efficiency, but you don't ultimately know what the final number is going to be. Because we have variable labour costs. So we, like in a lot of businesses, you've got salaried staff. It's going to be fixed, whereas there's a big proportion of our workforce that are on an hourly wage contract, and it's dependent on the demand in the warehouse. So if it's not been managed efficiently, I get a bit of anxiety, and I don't think I avoid looking at it, but I just get a bit of nervous energy around waiting for the management accounts to come through and go, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Rachel. You fucking bitch. Fucking got me there.
Yeah. Stuck me good and proper there.
Yeah. So track these KPIs. That's the key message from this episode. And like, for us, keep doing it. Like, that's what we need to be doing. And
I need to be doing more.
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
Not like, and I don't. You can enter into a dangerous situation where you end up tracking too much. So try tracking something, and if it's a metric that doesn't really add value, like what Morgan was articulating there, he's saying, well, retention, there's too many variables that are outside of my control, so don't really think I should do it. But there might be some type of retention metric, or like feedback, like a feedback score would be a good one. Like he's getting people to write Google reviews, but actually, right, it's an anonymous survey. It automatically, I mean, you'd probably be able to work it out, but say to people, please be fucking candid. I want honest ratings. Be harsh on me. Like, and then he can track his monthly quality score. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, or like if you're a coffee shop or a restaurant or a pub, get a mystery shopper in. Like, do that kind of stuff. So you've got tools where you can effectively manage your business and respond and react to it. So anyway, that's episode 49 in the bag. So episode 50, which we're going to jump into next week. I'll just sneak peek it.
Yeah, a little bit. Teaser.
what founders waste most of their time on.
Yeah.
So what's the time drain for us, and what are we doing a lot of that we shouldn't be doing a lot of?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll chat about that on the next one. We'll see you next week, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.